wouldn't even like turn around to look at like the guy that almost killed them. They wouldn't even turn their head. They wouldn't check the mirrors. They would just continue on. Just, yeah, perfectly normal. The guy going in my
Hey guys, I'm 13 here. Topic of this video is motorcyclists, good motorcyclists, can see the future. And I do pretty much mean that how it sounds. What I mean by that is, okay, when I first started riding in Taiwan, and Taiwan is a very dangerous place to ride. It's actually ranked #1 most dangerous place to ride a motorcycle or scooter on the planet. If you do some further research, you find out that isn't actually accurate, because there's other countries like India and Vietnam that might be more dangerous, but they don't record this. They don't record the stats there. So out of developed nations that actually record statistics, Taiwan ranks #1 most dangerous. So. And some people say, oh, well, of course they have more crashes, more people ride there. No. We're talking about per capita of riders. So if you take 100 people who ride motorcycles in Canada, 100 people who ride motorcycles in America, 100 people in England, 100 people in France, 100 people in Taiwan, out of the people in Taiwan will have deaths, more deaths than any of the other, like while riding, than any of the other groups. So yeah, so it's it's the most dangerous developed nation on the planet to ride a motorcycle, and I've been doing it for 20 years. I've had one serious accident, and that was my fault, because I either like fell asleep while riding, which has nothing to do with the safety of the country. That could have happened anywhere. Or I just took my eyes off the road for too long. Because if you look at the actual video, I'm just kind of going along a road like this, just like this. Then all of a sudden I just start drifting into the oncoming lane. It's just like a slow drift, and then I go all the way to the far side, and I don't have a lot of memory of what happened. Oh, this is nice. It's all beautiful around here. This is scenic. This is nice. Am I recording with this? Yeah. Okay. Just like, so when I first moved here, and I'm a new rider in this dangerous environment, I was having close calls, like near misses, almost crashes, on a daily basis. Every single day I would have something happen where I would be like, I'd have to like multiple times per week, I would pull off to the side of the road, stop, and then try to get my adrenaline to go down, just try to collect myself, and then pull back out and keep riding again. Like, that's how horrifying riding was for me back then. And now, I don't, on average, I have maybe 2 or 3 close calls per year. So I went from having 2 close calls per day to 2 close calls per year. Like, it's just. So what's different? Has the safety of riding here improved so much over the last 20 years? Well, it has improved a little, but the majority of it is just defensive riding. And I know every single rider who's watching this video will say, oh yeah, defensive riding, like defensive driving, I know what that is, yeah, I'm a defensive driver. And the funny thing is like, all of you are saying that, and guess what, it can't be all of you, because to be a defensive rider, you have to be more defensive than the norm, than the average. So I guarantee, and I see it all the time, I see people riding in front of me on a scooter or motorcycle, and then I notice something further up the road. For example, let's say that both these lanes are going in the same direction. So this is both these lanes are going that direction. And then you'll have a scooter in this lane, on the right lane, and in the left lane, I'll see a car like way up, put on his left turn signal. So he's slowing down. He hasn't even slowed down yet, but I see the turn signal come on, and I think to myself, okay, he's gonna slow. The car behind him is gonna brake. The truck behind that car isn't going to be able to brake in time because it's such a big heavy truck. So what he's going to do is he's going to quickly do a lane change into the right lane, and it's going to work out that that scooter is going to be beside him when he does it. So in about 10 seconds from now, that truck is going to swerve into that motorcycle, and then I just watch 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, the truck just swerved into that motorcycle, and that motorcycle got scared by it, and they like, whoa, and they like went way off to the side without checking, and there was a scooter next to them, and they almost took that guy out. And meanwhile, I could have told you all that was going to happen like 10 seconds before it did. And that's what I mean. You need to and I see it all the time. I see it with my group tours, and it's not just like Asians who don't pay attention, bad Asian drivers, the stereotype, whatever. You get Americans and Canadians and people from the UK coming out and doing tours with me, and they do shit like that all the time. And I'll be like, didn't you see the guy up ahead of you with the signal light on? Didn't you see that guy, waiting to pull out from the side road? Didn't you see? You need to be able to predict what's going to happen before it happens to be a truly safe rider. And speaking of which, I had a guy do my tour and do one of my tours, and he was a new rider. He had actually never ridden before, and there was multiple times throughout the tour where the group would start to slow down. We'd all start braking, we'd all start slowing down, and then he would lock up his brakes. And I was like, well, it was like, I never jam on my brakes. Oh, look at that. Just like a small class, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's 7 students in that class, and the teacher's outside with them. It might be a gym teacher or whatnot. But it's just awesome. Small classes, more one-on-one attention from the teacher, beautiful school, countryside. I wish my son went to school there. What was I saying? Oh yeah, there'd be multiple times where he would like lock up his brakes, and I never brake quickly on my tours. I think in the 20 some odd tours I've given, I've had to brake quickly once. Because I know people are following me. I know I'm the leader of the tour. There's people behind me that are following me, so I always have to give ample notice that I'm going to brake. What I normally do is I put my four-ways on before I even hit the brakes. I'll put my four-ways on, and then I might tap the brake, and then I'll start to slow down. So I always brake well ahead of whatever I need to brake for, and I'm very defensive. So I'm very aware, alert to cars that could do something unpredictable that could cause me to brake quickly. So with that in mind, we were always braking very slowly, we were always braking very smoothly. It was always when the group would slow down, it was always announced well beforehand. But this guy would still lock up his brakes multiple times, and the reason was because he just wasn't aware. He didn't notice. He would be maybe looking at the scenery or something, and then everybody in front of him is slowly starting to slow down, and then when he turns his head back in front, everyone in the group's doing 20 kilometers an hour slower than he is, and he's just zooming up on their butts. And I don't blame him. There's a lot of beautiful scenery here to be looking at, but his peripheral should have caught it or something, why was it only him? In the last 3 or 4 tours I've given, each tour with on average 7 people, so the last 30 people, 40 people, whatever, only him, it's odd. And if it was just once, I wouldn't mention it, because anything can happen just once. Anybody can make a mistake just once. But it was like 2 or 3 times where he wouldn't notice that the people in front were braking. And if you're someone that's not observative, oh god, I even know the word now and I still can't say it. Observative. I can't say it. Observative? Is that it? It doesn't sound right to me. If you're not a person who sees well, this is a really nice restaurant, and I'm pretty sure. Oh, did I mark it? Did I? So yeah, you really, and it's amazing. And it's not, and it's not just about experience either. It's not like, oh well, you've been riding a long time, so you've learned these things, and I'm young, so therefore, it's nothing to do with that. It's just you have to make a conscious effort to learn these things. You have to try. That's the thing, I've got videos about that where there are people who do a job like, say, pumping gas, and they've been doing it for like 2 years, and they still suck at it. Because what I mean is when they're like spilling gas when they pull the thing out, or they're scratching cars or whatever, and it's like, you've been doing the exact same fucking thing every single fucking day for 2 fucking years, and you still don't know how to do it. It really pisses me off, because I know how to do it. You know, give me the fucking gas hand pump thing, I won't make a mistake. I guarantee you, I'm not going to spill gas all over my floor, on my dog. I got a dog sitting on the scooter here. I'm not gonna make the mistakes that I see you guys make. So why, you know, and if you do this nonstop, and you know, of course the easy answer is they just don't care. They don't give a shit. But if it's your job, you should care. I don't care what your job is. I don't care if your job is like cleaning toilets. You should do it well, and you should have tricks. And if you've been doing it for a long time, you should have enough experience to do it like quickly and easily, because you should have like tricks of the trade and whatnot, so that you can do it well. And then you get, yeah, and you just get all these people who can't do what they're supposed to do well, and it blows my mind. It's getting windy. So yeah, but there was a guy who'd been riding longer than me. There's a guy who lives in Taiwan. He has idiot. He still got his brake lights on. What, do you really want to talk with me about that, you cocksucker motherfucker? You get, yeah, I was riding with this guy, and he was like, he had way more riding experience than me, much older than me, and I'm following him, and there's all these, he was riding close to the parked cars on the right-hand side, and he was so close to them that if someone had opened their door, it would have taken him out. Simple as that. And I'm like, why would you ride there? Why not ride 3 feet to your left? So if they do open the door, you know, even if you're still within door range, you at least get some warning, some notice, or and then you could just easily kind of swerve over the extra foot or two to get out of the way. You know, why would you ride that close to parked vehicles? I don't understand. What is your logic? And you know, he's just dumb. And but yeah, it blew my mind. Like, this guy has been riding for longer than me, and he doesn't have the common sense to leave an extra 2 feet of safety when riding next to parked vehicles. And it blew my mind. And with that in mind, I remember reading a forum here in Taiwan, an English forum, and they were all talking about motorcycles and whatnot, and there was like multiple people complaining about people opening up parked car doors and like hitting them and taking them out, and like there was one guy who had crashed more than once from parked cars opening up their doors, and then there was another guy who was like, yeah, I almost hit I have people like opening up their doors on me every week. I have close calls all the time. I've been in Taiwan almost 20 years. I ride more than anyone. Do you know how many close calls I've had with people opening up their doors? 0. You know what I mean? And these other guys are like, yeah, I got a close call every week. I've had 0 in 20 years. What the fuck are you doing wrong? Like, hello, why not just not ride that close to them? It kind of blows my mind. And I also notice other things. Like, I notice if the car's on, if the, you know, I try to, if I think I'm alert enough that I would notice if someone was even sitting in the car, like through the back window, if I saw someone sitting in the driver's seat, and then I would specifically for that parked car leave extra space just in case they were about to open their door. But yeah, so to be to be a good defensive rider, you need to learn to see the future, and you need to work on it. It's not something you can just do automatically, but it's something you need to. It's a skill that needs to be developed. Because like I said, when I first moved here, I was having on average a close call every single day. I really like this road. This road is like 6 minutes away from my house, and it's just, the whole thing is just curvy and beautiful, and there's next to no traffic. One of the problems, though, with roads like this is because there is so little traffic, you get idiots like that car that I honked at that, like, they drift into the oncoming lane. They, like, if this is a left-hand turn, so they take it on the, they go to the left side. Motorcycles do that as well. Because they think to themselves, oh, I haven't seen a car I haven't seen another vehicle in the last 10 minutes, so therefore it's safe to use the whole road because there's no cars on this road. But it doesn't work like that, buddy. Yeah. One of my roommates, that corner we just went around, one of my roommates who hates dogs, he ran over a dog, like, right there. His name is, you can find him on my Facebook, his name's Warren Dunlop. And every time he would ride a motorcycle here in Taiwan and he would see a dog, he would just beeline it for them and ride right over them. He's Canadian, so I think that's pretty common there. But anyways, end of this video. M13, peace out. No, it's Daddy's talking. No, I'm sorry. You guys speak English if you want me to give it to you. Can you speak English? So say something. That's all Chinese. You fail.